Hello grade 7 students, this is the continuation of week number 5 and we are now in part 2. Learning competency is multiplies polynomials. So this is all about multiplication of polynomials. And we have rules in multiplying polynomials. So we have letter A. To multiply a monomial by another monomial, simply multiply the numerical coefficients, then multiply the literal coefficients by applying the basic laws of exponent. Okay, for example, multiply quantity 3y squared and negative 2y raised to the 5th power. This is the application on what we have learned about laws of exponent. This is product of a power. So you are going to multiply the numerical coefficients. That is 3 times negative 2 and that gives negative 6. So multiply the numerical coefficients. And then we have the variable y squared multiplied by y raised to the 5th power. So the exponents are added. Multiply the literal coefficients by applying the basic laws of exponent, and that is power, or that is product of a power. Okay? So multiplying powers with the same base, if bases are the same, then we need to add the exponents. So that gives y raised to the 7th power. So we have negative 6y raised to the 7th power. This is now the product of quantity 3y squared and negative 2y to the 5th power. Next rule in applying polynomials. To multiply monomial by a polynomial, simply apply the distributive property and follow the rule in multiplying monomial by a monomial. Okay, so we have two processes in multiplying monomial by a polynomial. The first one is you apply the distributive property and then you follow the rule in multiplying monomial by a monomial, or this is product of a power. For instance, you multiply 3x, 3 is a monomial, multiplied by, this is trinomial, 4x squared minus 5x plus y. Okay? So for your solution, you are going to apply the distributive property. So 3x is multiplied by 4x squared, the first term, minus, okay, minus 3x multiplied by 5x plus 3x multiplied by 7. So that is what we call applying distributive property. Next. So you are going to follow the rule in multiplying monomial by a monomial. So we have 3 times 4 is 12. And then the exponent of x in here is 1 plus 2, so we have 3. Minus, so we have here also minus, 3 times 5 is 15. 1 plus 1 is 2. So we have 15, negative 15x raised to the 2nd power plus 3 times 7 is 21. And then we have x, 21x. So, ganyan lang kadali yung multiplication of monomial by a polynomial. Next, let's have letter C. To multiply binomial by another binomial. Binomial multiplied by binomial, simply distribute the first term of the first binomial to each term of the other binomial, then distribute the second term to each term of other binomial, and simplify the result by combining similar terms. This is a long method solution. But you can have this procedure also known as the FOIL method or SMILE method. Okay, what does FOI stands for? Okay, so when I say F, first, you multiply first term in the first binomial and first term in the second binomial. This is our first binomial. This is our second binomial. You multiply the first. 2x times 5x. So we have the first. 2x times 5x is 10x squared. This is now the application of product of a power. So in x we have 1 plus 1, so we have 2. You multiply the numerical, 2 times 5 is 10. Next we have O, it stands for outer. Okay? Outer, or the first term in the first binomial and last term in the second binomial. Yung tinatawag na extreme, yung nasa dulo. So that is 2x multiplied by negative 8. So we have 2x multiplied by negative 8. So the numerical, we have 2 times negative 8. So we have negative 16x. So that is O stands for outer. And I stands for inner or the inside term. Okay, so we have this second term in the first binomial and first term in the second binomial. So inside yung nandoon sa gitna, nandoon sa loob, inner. Okay, nandoon siya sa gitna. So that is 3 times 5x, so that is 15x. And then last, when we say last, second term in the first and second term in the first binomial and second term in the second binomial, or what we call the last terms. Okay, so we have 3 times negative 8, and that is negative 24. Okay, so combine the product in the first, outer, inner, and last. So it becomes 10x squared minus 16x plus 15x minus 24. Okay, you are going to simplify this one because they are like terms. So negative 16 plus positive 15, applying addition of integers. So we have negative 1 or negative x. You copy the first term, 10x squared, and then you copy negative 24. So that's what we call product of binomials. Okay? In your activity sheets, in week 5, part 2, we have our first activity entitled product of polynomials. So you are going to find the product of the following polynomials. So this is monomial multiplied by polynomial. Same true in number 2, number 6, number 7. And then the remaining numbers are product of binomial. Binomial multiplied by binomial. Okay, so you go over our previous slides to answer activity number 1. Next, for activity number 2 entitled, what letters are not in the alphabet? What letters are not in the alphabet? So you are going to solve each problem and write the matching letter on the blank above the answer. Okay, so how many words do we have in here? 1. Okay, meron pa tayo dito. 2, 3, I think we have 4. Okay, so let's say you try to evaluate this 2x multiplied by x plus 3. Okay? Using the distributive property and powers of product. Or, yes, powers of product, power of powers. So we have 2x times x. So that is 2x squared. So hanapin mo dito kung nasan banda dito yung 2x squared. Nandito siya, 2x squared. Kahit yung first term lang na makuha mo yung sagot, meron ka ng hint. Okay? And then we have 2x times 3, and that is 6x. So dito mo ilalagay yung letter L. Okay? Corresponding letters lang ang ilalagay natin dito sa mga blank. Naintindihan? Okay, next, let's go to activity number 3. So this is now problem solving. You solve the following problems on multiplication of polynomials. So yung mga given expressions natin, you are going to use multiplication process. Okay? So that ends our session. Thank you and have a nice day. Goodbye.